The discovery of the sources of the Nile River is a significant historical event that took place in the 19th century. The exploration of the Nile sources began in the second half of the 19th century, specifically in 1846. The modern exploration of the Nile Basin started when the Ottomans, led by Muhammad Ali and his sons, reached northern and central Sudan in 1819. The Nile has two main tributaries, the White Nile and the Blue Nile. The White Nile is the primary source of the Nile, while the Blue Nile contributes the majority of the river's water. The exact source of the White Nile is still not precisely known, but it is located in the Great Lakes region in Central Africa. The discovery of the Nile's sources led to the transfer of cultural influences from the Arabian Peninsula and Europe to Central Africa. The discovery of the Nile's sources had a significant impact on the local communities in the region. The exploration of the Nile Basin by European colonial powers sparked a period of imperialism and conquest in Africa, leading to the exploitation of natural resources and the subjugation of local populations. The search for the Nile sources also had an impact on the local community's way of life, as it disrupted traditional trade routes and cultural practices. The Nile River has been a vital source of food, water, and transportation for the people living along its banks for thousands of years. The annual flooding of the Nile renewed farmlands that would otherwise be arid desert, making agriculture possible and supporting the growth of ancient civilizations. The discovery of the Nile sources and the subsequent colonial exploitation of the region had a lasting impact on the local community's social, economic, and cultural development. The search results provide a link to a website with a map of the Nile River from its source to its mouth, along with information about the river's tributaries, the Nile Delta, ancient myths about the Nile, Nile floods, the construction of the High Dam, and the Nile's sharing. The article also mentions the Nile crocodile, known for its fame and fear, with lengths ranging from 18 to 20 feet. Unlike their American relatives, Nile crocodiles can be entirely aggressive toward people, and it is estimated that around 200 people are killed by these reptiles each year, according to National Geographic. The Nile River has significant importance in Egypt, as it has played a crucial role in the development of the country's civilization and culture. The Nile River provided fertile soil for agriculture, a source of food and water, and transportation for trade and travel. The annual flooding of the Nile renewed farmlands that would otherwise be arid deserts, making agriculture possible and supporting the growth of ancient civilizations. The Nile River also served as a communication and trade route across a vast and harsh land. The Egyptians settled themselves on the narrow strip of alluvial soil along both banks of the Nile, which was excellent agricultural soil in the thin, fertile zone next to the river. The Nile River is the biggest river in Africa, and it is the result of the joining of three rivers from Sudan, Uganda, and Ethiopia. The Nile River is also an essential resource for the Egyptian people, as it provides water for drinking, irrigation, and electricity generation. Overall, the Nile River has been a vital part of Egyptian life for thousands of years, and it continues to play a crucial role in the country's development and culture.